Hey everyone, it is Andrew. Thank you for tuning in tonight. This is our first practice session. We're going to have Marissa on commentary tonight. I am just getting a few last things kind of wrapped up here. We're testing all the chats, so if you wouldn't mind just sending in a test or hello or something wherever you're watching, and please include if you're watching from TikTok or Twitch or YouTube, that could help me out a ton. That's part of the reason we're doing these practice sessions, so that we could actually see what's going on and figure out how to make this work as good as we can. So for now, we're just going to do a little test right now. Our drivers will be joining us soon. Currently we have, let's see who's in this session so far with us. We're going to have Benjamin Bechtel in here. We currently have Dayton Harrison. Let's jump in with him real quick. I gotta get all my overlays set up and everything else right now. I'm super behind the ball. But let's see here. Got me on my check. Let's jump in with Dayton. David's in here. What's up, David? If you could hear me. Let's see. Pre-race. We have a couple AI cars on track right now, but David's in the Scuderia Monaco. What are you guys driving? You're driving the Ferrari 499P. Like I said, we're going to have Marissa jumping on for commentary. I am just letting you know that, hey, we are going live. We have a couple drivers already in here. And yeah, we're going to see how well we do. It looks like the AI cars are about 11 seconds behind David. So that means roughly 20 laps, and we would be having that lapping. But all right, let's see here. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to keep testing. So if you're on chat, please send in some chats. Let me know where you're watching from. That would help out so much. But we'll get this practice real. Oh, I just hit the wall. All right, we're going to get this started here in just a moment. Practice is going to be over actually right now. So qualifying starting here in just a moment. Looks like we have Benjamin Bechtel in there. We have David Ames. We have Dayton Harrison. And we have EJ all joining us tonight. So let's see how well they do. I know Benjamin's coming out of a race, one of his league races, so we'll be tuning in with him in a moment. And when I say that, I don't mean we're actually going to be chatting with him, because we're not connected to his Discord. But I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to fix this issue with the chat. So keep chatting, please. That'll help out so much. Thank you. All right, it helps when I actually start the program that runs this stuff. So we got TikTok working. Somebody wanna? Oh man, I hear myself talking in the background. Hold on one second. All right, I have to close out of that. Let's test YouTube. There we go. Testing YouTube. YouTube's working. Now we just need Twitch, and we will have all three running. Forgot to open the program that does the combining of all this stuff. So yeah, I think we're going to be good to go. The only thing I have left to do right now is get Marissa in on Discord, and I'm not sure why my Discord's not working right now, but let's jump on board with David Ames. Let's show our lap times. Looks like David Ames put down a 1:51. EJ Luna is just a little under a second behind. Oh, I see David. He's fighting some traffic right now. One of the AI cars. Nice pass there, David. That looks good. Not ideal, but it's gonna be equivalent for everyone, right? Everyone's gonna have the same traffic, so it's a great equalizer. It takes a little bit more strategy, make sure you're passing on the straights, but this happens in Formula One. Drivers will impede other drivers and they get penalties for blocking and stuff like that. Obviously AI's, I mean, it might be smarter than some rookies, but that doesn't mean it's perfect, right? So I think people make mistakes. AI is going to definitely make some mistakes. Every racer that's an AI racer, there's 8 of them, just so everyone knows, they have the AI at the end. I'm sure everyone can figure that one out, but I wanted to make that clear. If you are a sponsor, you get your own AI car during the race as well. So that's one thing that we're able to do. We have Wilder Racing AI, we have Elevated Audio AI, we have Mile High Motor Club AI. So each one of the teams have their own AI cars too. We have Syrian Motorsports AI and Racership AI. Yeah, that's it. So 4 teams plus 4 brand sponsors. I didn't know that the actual AI was going to be qualifying. So this is something new as well. We're going to get this race started here in about 3 minutes. And like I said, I got to get Marissa on here, so I'm going to let you guys go for just a moment. All right, see you later.
Am I here? Oh, there I am.
Yes.
All right. Looks like it's working, and we are live right now, just so you know. Sorry.
Hey everybody! Welcome to our first practice session of Sebring. We are testing out all of our platforms tonight, so thank you for joining us on whichever platform you're on. Real quick, qualifying just ended, so we have Benjamin Bechtel in car number 28. Qualifying in first, EJ Luna, car number 24 in second place. David Ames, car 27 in third place. Dayton Harrison, car number 30 in fourth place. So welcome to our members. We do have some AI racers with us to make this a little bit more interesting tonight. And, we're ready. Thanks for joining us. And, talk with me on any of the platforms. So I have all of your chats up. So let's test it out. And thanks again for joining us. We do have some of our drivers online with us. So we're going to test it out. I'm not sure if we'll be able to talk to any of them, but we do have some drivers live with us tonight. So thanks again for joining. And we'll see you as soon as the race gets started. Really quick, so you're just not watching this scroll through before the race starts. We do have sponsorship positions available if you would like to sponsor your favorite driver. You'll see right here in the grid in the purple and gold, that is Benjamin Bechtel, car number 28 for Full Throttle Racing. If you would like to sponsor any of our racers, we are getting ready for lights out and this race to start. Here we go. It looks like David Ames shot up 2 places right after that first turn up to first place, passing EJ Luna and Bechtel. Well, we have EJ Luna fighting for that first place position. Looks like Harrison also fell back a couple places. Bechtel is right on the tail of Ames. Interesting thing at the beginning of these races, we have to remember that there are cold tires. Track conditions do matter. The temperature of the track, taking into consideration traffic. We're on board with Bechtel right now, trying to get back his starting position. Looks like EJ Luna and David Ames are fighting for that first place position. And they may have opened the door for Bechtel to come right around. Oh, looks like they're still holding their positions. Ooh. With cold tires, it does make that track a little bit more slippery, which is why we saw Bechtel's car go into the wall. All right, we do have a replay from our side-by-side first and second place drivers. want to give a quick shout out to our members who were able to join us tonight for this practice session, working out all of our kinks before our next big race, which is this same track, Sebring. It's going to be on March 11th. We hope you're able to join us there as well. Just a little reorder from the start of this. Oh, Benjamin took the inside track. Oh, he got hit. Into the wall he goes. Opening the door for Harrison and Luna to take over. Looks like Ames recovered from that pretty well as well. There may have been another crash. We're going into a replay. This is on board with David Ames. Oh, that opened the door wide open for Dayton to get through. Then looks like he went a little wide and clipped that wall. Shout out to our viewers on YouTube. Thanks for chatting with us tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us and helping us get our practice in. We are on board right now with EJ Luna. He is our race leader. Looks like he's increasing that gap between him and Benjamin Bechtel just a little bit. That doesn't mean that Bechtel won't come through and close that gap. We have Harrison right behind him. It looks like Ames fell down to 10th place. I'm not sure if something happened with his car or something down that we may have missed.
Hey everyone, it's Andrew here. I just wanted to let you know that Marissa is watching and
This does give an
commentary.
interesting opportunity for Ames to navigate that traffic.
Hold on. I have to pause this so that I don't hear myself talking. So Marissa, if I talk over you, I do apologize. But I just wanted to let everyone know that Marissa's doing a great job providing commentary. She is a little bit delayed on the stream, about 4 or 5 seconds, because she's watching from home on the Twitch stream, which is going to be a little bit delayed from what I'm able to do here in the booth. But great job. And I just wanted to say, if you are tuning in from TikTok, thank you, like Skids. I recognize some of you guys, so I appreciate you guys for watching. And I will try to jump on chat and be able to communicate with you right from chat. But I'll get back to it. We're watching David Ames fight his way back through all this AI traffic, and he's doing a great job. But I'll let Marissa take back over. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I realize there's no good way for me to communicate with Marissa here. So if you want to be muted, just let me know, and I'll mute your channel, Marissa. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. Like you said, we are doing this practice test. We are testing things out. So we are trying to figure out how to do this. If you joined us in our last 2 streams, you saw that both John and I brought commentary for you from the clubhouse. So this is a little bit different. I will not be at the clubhouse every time for these practice sessions, but I will definitely see what I can do. We're going to work out all these kinks to make this as best a show for you as we can. It looks like as David's trying to get through all that AI traffic, oh, he crashed a little bit into another car, but he will recover. Back on board with our second place driver right now. Looks like he is closing that gap with EJ Luna. On board with the number 28 for Full Throttle Racing. This is Benjamin Bechtel. We do appreciate the drivers who did come and practice with us tonight, help us work out these kinks. We know you have other things going on, so we appreciate everybody coming out, supporting Denver Racing Social, supporting our drivers, and yeah, working through all of the new things that we are trying for this broadcast challenge series. Back on board with David Ames, who has worked his way back up. The last time I looked, he was in about, I think, 10th place, maybe 8th place, so he has worked his way up about at least 5 positions. Between all of that AI traffic. If you would like your brand to be one of those AI cars, visit us at the Denver Racing Social website. You can sign up for a sponsorship there, and you can get your logos on our cars. You can support or sponsor a full team. You can sponsor an individual driver. You know, we're pretty accommodating. We appreciate your support, and David Ames is doing a great job working his way back up the ranks, and he is now with our other non-AI drivers. He's behind Dayton Harrison and closing that gap quickly. If anybody is in chat, give us a shout out. Let us know how you're doing, how your night's going. Looks like we are going to jump into a replay with our second place Benjamin right on the tail of EJ Luna, and it looks like he had a little lockup, which is going to increase that gap between that first and second place. We're going back live on board with David Ames. Oh, it looks like he had a lockup on that corner as well. Navigating traffic to get back on it, hitting one of those AI cars. This is really good practice for our drivers before we get into our paid race, which again is on March 11th. This is good practice for our drivers that haven't necessarily had enough practice on these tracks yet. Back on board with Benjamin Bechtel. Looks like he is holding the fastest lap so far at 1:47, which is a very quick lap, and closing that gap to EJ Luna. Some interesting things about this track are that it's not a smooth track. I have heard from some of the drivers that it is pretty bumpy, so that brings its own set of challenges. We are on board with EJ Luna, our first place driver at the moment. He's going to have to navigate that and make sure that he doesn't have any of those similar lockups so that he can also keep that first place position. Shout out to our chatter on TikTok. Thanks for joining us. As our drivers are settling in, it looks like they're getting that pace up a little a little quicker, pushing these corners a little bit harder. We're going back on board with Benjamin Bechtel. He is our second place right now, closing that gap less than a second. If you were with us in our last race, these two had a very similar competition at the end of that last race. Bechtel was behind, closing in that gap, pushing really hard. It was very exciting end to that last race. So if you didn't see it, there are replays available. Go take a look. That gap is really close, so now we just have to make sure we have good, clean driving. These guys are very competitive with each other. These drivers do have to mind this is a 40-minute race, and we have only been in there for about 14 minutes, coming up 15 minutes. So there's still plenty of time for a lot of excitement to happen. They're jumping on board with our race leader. That's EJ Luna. And you can see this is the camera right behind him, as he can see that Benjamin Bechtel is coming up behind, closing that gap. He's driving so that he makes sure that he stays in that position and doesn't get overtaken by our number 2 driver, who, by the way, does still hold the fastest lap. So makes it a little bit interesting when you have the faster car behind you. Brings on the pressure, definitely, for Mr. Luna.
I'm jumping on here for
Looks
just
like
a
we're
moment.
coming up on
This
some of
is
this
why we
AI
included
traffic.
the AI racing here, so
Make-
that oh my god, every time I have to hear myself. Every time. I can't hear myself. I can't think. But yeah, that's why we introduced that AI traffic. But that's all I got. Alright, you can take it away, Marissa. Sorry.
Thanks for that explanation, Andrew. I am also having some of those same. I can't hear myself. We are on board now with Dayton Harrison. He is in 3rd place right now. Looks like he has a pretty hefty gap between he and his teammate, which is also his team principal, Benjamin Bechtel, who is in 2nd place. He is working really hard to close that gap. And it looks like our race leader, Bechtel, is going into the pits. It seems a little early to pit. We're not really sure why. I don't know if we're able to jump into his team chat. I'm gonna try it. Let's see if we can do this. Hi, yes, we can. We are jumping in with our viewers during your practice race, and we have a question. We are actually wondering why Benjamin pitted so early. But it looks like he may be muted. So just not fully prepared. Got it. Got it. Well, uh, good luck and thanks for letting us hop into your chat. Thanks for letting us practice with you because we are definitely trying to figure out how this is all going to work. Oh, all right. We will stop bothering you. Thank you. All right, now we are on board with our OK Motorsports AI car. Sorry, we are trying out all of our different tools that we use during our normal production, trying different ways to get things done. So thanks for hanging in there with us. We are going to be back on board with David Ames. Looks like this is a replay of Ames driving. If you are still with us in the chat, please give us a shout out. Let me know how you're doing. Let me give you a shout out and thank you for joining us tonight. We are back on board with our fastest lap holder. Our second place driver right now, the car number 28 for Full Throttle Racing, Benjamin Bechtel. Who, if you weren't here with us, we just hopped into his chat. He pitted quite early. We were kind of wondering why. Again, we do appreciate our drivers coming in. He just came from a different league's race, so he just wasn't prepared with full gas, which was the reason he pitted early. Looks like that wasn't too big of an issue for him as he's still in second place. If you haven't had a chance to check out Denver Racing Social, we are in Clubhouse and Centennial. We've got big motion sims there. Come check us out. Let us know if you have questions. It's a pretty fun group of people to be with. We're going to be on board with Dayton Harrison. Looks like he may be having some troubles with some lockups, perhaps. Ames did pass him. They may have had a little bit of a collision. Now we're back on board with Benjamin Bechtel. Looks like he may be coming up on some of that AI traffic. Now these AI cars are a different type of car, so they are a little bit slower. So navigating his fast car and how to pass is definitely a key to doing well in these races. Knowing when to pass on these turns and these tracks is also very important. You'll see sometimes when some of our drivers come up to these AI cars, they slow down to stay behind them so that they pass at the opportune time. But you'll see that gap between Benjamin and those AI cars is growing quite quickly. Oh, Benjamin had a lockup. Luckily, he was able to keep it on track, so no incidents there. Did slow him down, though. Not sure if we can see what happened back with Dayton Harrison, how he fell so far behind, if maybe he crashed, slid off the track. So we're going to a replay now with Dayton. See what exactly happened. Oh, looks like he just lost it on that corner. Maybe hit the curb a little bit at the wrong angle, ended it in the grass, and that increased the gap for him. And we're back on board with Benjamin, who's closing in on those AI cars. Finding the opportune time to pass and closing the gap between him and the first place driver, EJ Luna. And just a quick recap, we do have EJ Luna in first place. We have Benjamin Bechtel in second place, David Ames in third place. We've got an AI racer ship in fourth place, and then we have Dayton Harrison in fifth place. Those are your top 5 drivers at the moment. We're a little bit over halfway done with this race. Benjamin Bechtel's been holding on to that fastest lap for quite a while now. It looks like he is definitely closing that gap between he and Luna, which right now we're on board with Luna, and he does have that clean air. He's got no traffic in front of him, so he's able to just run his race. As I mentioned before, we are racing with AI cars that are a different type of car, which are a slower car, which creates traffic. So EJ Luna will be coming up on those slower cars as he will have to navigate how to pass them. Now we're back on board with Dayton Harrison, who is right behind one of those AI cars, getting ready to find his perfect moment to pass. Looks like he's going to overtake cleanly. And like we said before, those cars are slower. That gap between, as you can see, is increasing quite quickly. Good job, Dayton. Climbing back up to be with his other drivers and out of the AI traffic until he gets so fast that he's going to have to navigate how to pass that traffic. We are now back on board with David Ames. Dayton Harrison is right behind him. He is closing that gap. He does have about a 41-second gap, but 41 seconds does close quickly. If you are watching with us on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, give me a shout out. This is a practice session. It's not a full race. We've got about 11 minutes left of this race, but let us know. Give us a shout out. Do you like what we're doing? Thanks for supporting us. Any of our 4 real life drivers that you want to see tonight? It is possible that our driver right here, David Ames, will be feeling some of that pressure of Harrison behind him closing that gap. He has already knocked a significant amount of time off. That gap is down to 38 seconds. This is on board now with Benjamin Bechtel, who just had a slight off track. Looks like he got back on cleanly, but that does take time. Here's Dayton Harrison, and you can see David Ames in front of him. Now Ames might have turned that corner a little bit before Harrison here, but as we get onto the straight, you can see that is Ames in front of him. And Dayton just keeps knocking time off of that gap. With that big of a gap, he does have clean air, so it does make it easier for him to catch up quickly. We are on board now with Ames. Our bird's eye view of that slippery corner, back on with Benjamin Bechtel, our fastest lap holder, and this is Dayton Harrison. He's already knocked 2 seconds off of that gap. This Benjamin Bechtel still in second place, closing that gap to EJ Luna in first place. And it looks like Luna may have just passed our AI racers, lapping them. So navigating some of that traffic and getting back into some clean air so he can continue driving his race, see if he's able to maintain that lead. Doesn't look like he's having any issues, which is really good practice for him before our big race, with all 4 teams, all 12 drivers on March 11th. We're going to be back on board with Benjamin Bechtel, navigating these turns quite well as the race is coming to a close. We do have to remember that these drivers, this compared to our other broadcast challenge series, this is a short race for them. So they won't have that second hour fatigue setting in at that time. This race will soon be ending. Looks like Ames is coming up on some AI traffic. Overtaking in these turns is risky. If they can keep their racing line and Ames can get around without colliding. Oh, it looks like they may have had a little bit of contact, but he was able to handle the car, still get past both of our AI racers. Good job, David. Looks like Ames is going to be coming up on another AI car. navigating this traffic is definitely not something that our drivers have had in the past broadcast challenge series. So this is definitely good practice for them to be able to practice their driving lines and get around these slower cars. We are back on board with EJ Luna. It's like he's coming into some traffic, lapping these AI cars once again, finding his correct driving line to get around, and makes a very clean pass. Back on board with Benjamin Bechtel. Still holding that fastest lap, but has that 42-second gap. And we are back on board with Dayton Harrison, who is, again, significantly closing that gap between he and Ames. Like Luna is maintaining that first place position, coming up on some more of that AI traffic. This might be one of those instances where EJ is going to slow down, stay behind that AI car, and then pass. We're going to be back on board with Benjamin Bechtel. Looks like he may be also coming up on some of this AI traffic. And another one of those instances, he's going to slow down, stay behind that car, and make the pass after the apex of the turn. Oh, and he hits the back. Just a little bump, but didn't throw him off track. He's able to get around. And come up on more traffic. More AI traffic. Once again, in these turns, these close are going to be slower, so navigating the right time to pass is paramount in. Nice clean pass on one and coming up on the other. Slowing down, picking the right opportunity to pass, and oh my gosh, that was so close. No contact, but that was a very close pass. It looks like Benjamin went back into the pit lane. So we'll be back on board with David Ames. Oh, just had contact with an AI, making him lock up and spin off the track. Luckily, not much traffic behind him, so he was able to get back onto the track. Here we are back. This is a replay with EJ Luna. Oh, it looks like he just had a lockup and went off the track too. Maybe some of that fatigue is starting to set in. Back on board with David Ames, coming up on an AI, and oh, he also went off track. And some of these cars, making sure that they maintain their braking points throughout these longer races is definitely something that they need to have a lot of practice on. Dayton Harrison took that turn quite well, including the pass on one of the AI racers. Coming up on some more of this traffic. Looks like he's all clear to pass, though, if he's able to close that gap and get around them. He has also closed that gap in front of him to 20 seconds, under 20 seconds over there with David Ames. So navigating this traffic is going to be important for him to continue to close that gap and get as close to that third place position as possible. Very clean strategic pass by Dayton. Good job. Oh, looks like we had EJ going off track
I'll jump in
again.
here for a second. We should be on white flag now that we've exhausted all of our time. 40 minutes on the race session, so we should be white flag. I'm not sure though, because I don't know how to show that. So, wish I knew. Wish I knew. But Marissa, how do you think it went tonight?
I think it went well. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully everybody listen out there had fun with me.
I don't see. EJ just went through the checkered, and I'm not sure the guy was waving a flag. Oh wait, nope. You can see right there on his time that the session state is checkered flag, and looks like
Yep.
he just finished first. Let's jump on board with Benjamin. And we'll just go on board with every driver as they cross that line. So, Marissa, I'll give it back to you now.
Thank you, Andrew. That is the end of the race, and as our racers, it looks like that AI just went off the track a little bit. That gives a good opportunity for Benjamin to get through. As you can see, there are some other cars that have that checkered flag as they are crossing the finish line. They're getting that checkered flag. That was the end of the race there for Benjamin Bechtel, who we are on board with right now. Started in pole position, lost that position early, but maintained second place. So good job to all of our racers, and thank you to everybody who's watching on all of our platforms to help us do this testing. We will be back in 2 days. I'm not sure that I'll be online commentating, but if I am, I hope you join me. This is always so much fun. We appreciate everyone coming out to support us. Just to recap, at the end of the race, we had EJ Luna with Mile High Motor Club. That's car number 24 coming in first place. We had Benjamin Bechtel with Full Throttle Racing, car number 28 in second place. Dayton Harrison, car number 30 with Full Throttle Racing in third place. David Ames with Scuderia Monaco, car number 27 in fourth place. And then we had all of our AI sponsorship cars coming in 5th to 13th. If you want your own AI sponsored card, let us know. Sponsor a driver, sponsor a team. We had 2 members from Full Throttle Racing joining us today. one driver from Scuderia Monaco, one from Mile High Motor Club. Looks like we had no representation for OK Motorsports tonight, but we do have more of these practice sessions coming up throughout the next couple weeks. So visit us at denverracingsocial.com/DRSBCS for more information on becoming a driver. We still need some reserve drivers. You can become a driver, you can become a sponsor. Let us know. Thank you for supporting us. Shout out to Andrew for putting it all together. We appreciate you, and this is a lot of fun.
Well, thank you, Marissa, for providing such great commentary tonight. Man, again, then like 10 seconds later, I hear myself talking. That is such a big problem for me. I hope all the drivers had a good time getting some practice in. Thank you for the 4 viewers that we currently have on TikTok. I can still hear my... Okay, there we go. I closed out of it altogether. But yeah, thank you for participating. EJ, Bechtel, Harrison, Ames, thank you guys. Hopefully you got some faster lap times tonight with some extra practice and got to feel what it's like to drive through that traffic. I saw a couple instances where it looked like they did a little bit of blocking, but for the most part you guys were able to find your way through them fairly quickly and easily, so good job. And again, thanks Marissa, and I guess we'll end it here. So thank you guys, and I hope everyone has a great night. If you want to lead us out, you're more than welcome to.
Thank you all. Have a good night.
Marissa. Oh, I can't hear because I closed out.
You're good. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for the people on TikTok. Shout out to you. Hope you all have a good night. Thanks again to our drivers. Thanks to Andrew. Come join us at Denver Racing Social.